I'm not a violent person, but I will use my voice. Everybody has a story. Creator put me here for a reason, the same reason they put you here. I'm two spirit, I'm a trans that dances jingle. I was born male. I did not want to live male, and I was allowed to live female. I'm not ashamed to be who I am. Kanit makonde go mategum tutem, geltish nikas. Me wege negi mini one chinikante one apiat to kanonago. My name is Gayle Pruden. I am a two-spirited Kukum, and I introduce myself in my spirit name, which is Dancing Bear, and my clan is Black Bear. We're told that the spirit name is a sacred name, and you use it because the spirits want to know who you are, the grandmothers, grandfathers, and any other spirit that's there, especially our animal spirits that we walk with. So I think it's important that I do use my spirit name because I know there's going to be spirits in here. I was brought up in a good way on a reservation. The closest house was maybe 10 miles away, and there was a great big beautiful lake in front of us and a great big forest behind us. And we had all the berries that were needed were right there. So we were rich as children, not when it come to material stuff or food, but with love, abundance of fruit. I grew up with a lot of female cousins. We dance together now in Powell, and I've been dancing jingle like, close to 25 years maybe. And I've asked them, I said, when did you know? They just laughed at me. We always knew. You never talked about it, so we didn't either. Why should we? We love you the way you are. And that's how it should be at every two-spirited family. For myself, when somebody asks for my pronoun, I just leave it up to them. I just say, well, I'll leave that up to you. What do you see? To me, it doesn't matter because I never grew up with a gender. As children, we were protected from alcohol and drugs. We never seen none of that. I, too, myself, wandered off from our traditional ways, and I left my family and I started working the street, doing drugs and alcohol. You name it, I did it. And that's all we knew to do as trans people. In society back then, that was not accepted. We were always garbage in society. We were survivors. We had no choice because a lot of these girls were running away from the reservation, running away from the violence of not being allowed to be who they wanted to be, the sexual abuse, all that. My era, which was in the late 80s, where it was AIDS. Back then, people didn't know about it. We had no resources, we had no human rights. We just had to survive on our own. We all had to connect in order to survive as community. We took care of one another. We respected each other. And it was only because we wanted to live like female instead of living like male. We didn't really dress like women because from the reserve, growing up on a reservation, there was no gender clothing. Whatever you had to wear, you wore it. We didn't have a choice. So when it came here, I guess we still had that in our mind, like it doesn't matter what you wear. I wish I had pictures. Sometimes I remember we did our makeup, and it's almost like somebody threw a bag of flour on our face. We're so white, but that didn't matter. We still felt pretty, and so I remember walking down Portage Avenue. There's a bunch of us just happy. We're sober. We weren't drunk or high or anything, but just wanting to be pretty. Out of nowhere, we got attacked by young men thinking they were funny with these 2x4s hitting us. And we were small, we were petite. We couldn't protect ourselves, and we were just getting knocked around like crazy. I remember getting hit in the back with a 2x4 twice, and I just laid there, almost fainted. That was so painful. But as I laid there, I remember seeing a police car going by slowly, looking at us, getting us, getting beaten up, and they didn't do nothing. Society's walking by, they're just looking, they didn't care, and we're all laying there in pain. So what do? We pick each other up, we help each other up, and the only resource we had was a vendor. We all got together, put our money together. One got drunk, and then we laughed it off too. Even throughout the years of drinking, doing drugs, the harshest drug I ever shot in my arm was heroin. Even selling my body on the street, my grandmother would always pop in the back of my head. That was like, I felt so guilty, I felt awful, but I'd ignore it. So finally, I had enough of that, I guess, when I was like a little over 30. When I finally said to myself, why am I doing this? Why am I putting drugs in my body? Why am I putting alcohol in my body? I don't need this. That's it, I'm done. And all I said was, grandmother, help me. I don't want this bad stuff in my body anymore. Just get rid of it. And that's all it took. I quit. Sometimes I cry for my sisters, the ones that I left me, and I want to be with them, but I know I'm wanted. I'm needed. I still have lots I need to do. The one that I was really close to was Rose, Calvin Osborne. She couldn't get away from alcohol or drugs. She was really addicted to drugs. Was like a woman, like a lady. She was never ever a man. She always curled her hair. I remember one time she passed out with curlers in her hair because she didn't have a curling iron. She thought she'd put those curlers in her hair and she was gonna go out. But she passed out like that. So the next morning she goes, oh, put this in my hair just so for heaven's sake. She, you did, you passed out with them. No, I didn't. Just juicy curly. I couldn't even straighten them out. But she was murdered in a very harsh way. And it was a homophobic man who picked her up at the Sherbrooke Inn. So when the trial came, it was the last day, that's when they found me. They wanted me to be supportive to this family and to come and listen. I didn't want to know. I didn't want to listen. But they begged me to come, so I went. It was just horrific what I heard and what I found out. There was a bunch of law students sitting behind me. You could hear them crying. The family was crying. I broke down crying. This man that got sentenced, he was sitting on that chair, and the judge was facing him. Both white, of course. The judge asked him, why did you do what you did? So this man says, well, I thought I picked up a woman and brought her home. That's why I grabbed that hammer. Rose was set on the temple, both temples on each side of the head, and in the middle of the bridge of the nose. She died in the ambulance on her way to the hospital. And this man, I think, only got 5 years because the judge said it was not a hate crime. The anger built up in me, the hurt built up in me, the bullshit of it all built up in me. I still carry the pain. Rose was treated like garbage. It's almost like she was nobody. To me, she was the world. This was my sister. I grew up with her. We were getting old together. And for her to leave in such a horrific way, I don't understand that to this day. Because she was not garbage. And it was more than a hate crime. I know she's with me. I feel her sometimes. I could hear her. And I know she's in a way better place than I am. Because this is a cruel, cruel world. But I'm going to survive. Not only for her, but all my sisters that are gone. Oh, I don't need that. I just have to change my eyelashes. One day it will stop. It will. And this is such a beautiful beginning. And I'm sure it's going to go a long way. And CAAN leading the way, it's it'll be heard, which is really needed. I'm so happy to be still sitting here today at the age I'm at and to see all this movement happening across Canada, especially with the younger generation that are so educated, they have something to say, they have tons of resources, and they now have human rights. I'm determined to continue living to see even more improvement of how Two Spirits should be accepted within society, across Turtle Island, all over the world. The way Canada's operating now is so beautiful. I love it. I love the fact that there's ceremony being involved and everybody's included. As two spirited people, we are included in ceremony, powwows, sundance. A two spirited person is beautiful. They just need to learn who they are and love themselves from the heart. Before I started dancing, I used to hear the powwow, would be standing so far away, hearing the drum. It was just pulling me like a magnet, but I wouldn't go. I felt I wasn't worthy. I felt I was dirty. That's what gave me the courage to come out and dance was his grandfather drum. Jingle dress dancing is so that's one of the most sacred item for me that I'll ever own for this lifetime. I don't think I'll ever let my jingle dress go. It doesn't matter if I can't walk, I'm still gonna wear it, I'll walk in it. And those things are heavy. You gotta have powerful legs to carry these dresses. Don't ever mess with a kokum because you don't know the strength she has in her legs. She might not be able to hit, but she can kick you right into the lake. The legs are heavy. The beadwork that we wear is heavy. The cones on a dress are heavy. The belt is heavy. The bandolier is heavy. Everything we own is heavy. But as soon as that drum goes, that all goes away. You're so into feeling the healing of this dress, sharing that healing of that dress. That weight's nothing. People know I dance there for a reason, and that's for my own healing and also for the healing of others. I can't do nothing. I'm just a helper. I wear this dress. It's the dress that has that healing. Put on your regalia, whatever Creator's giving you. Enjoy your life. Come be part of this sacred ground that Creator's made for us to be a safe space. My heart always goes out to the people that are so lost. All I can offer is my prayer. And a lot of times, even when I'm dancing, I will pray for so many people that come to my mind. Pray for their well being. Pray that they find the right road. Because there is a road for everybody. It's just up to you how to find it and follow it the best way you can.